Well, Steve White, Trekmovie 89 for Steve Arts 89. Well, I just did a video about how Strange New Worlds didn't seem to be doing much promotion. It was a bit of a soft launch. And then, of course, as soon as I put that up, we get like a bunch of interviews and videos, and I want to talk about all that. And I'm doing them in sections because there's so many things. Now I'm just going to do the interviews. There are a bunch of interviews from the actors. There was one from Rebecca Ramon, and she was saying that basically it's nice to be back and how grateful they were to have gotten a fifth season so they could end the show off and the characters all get their development and their arcs and everything closed off, and they weren't left hanging like Star Trek Discovery, which was, hard cancelled, like get out, gone. No, all Discovery managed to get was an extra 3 days of filming to sort of do an epilogue on the series. They tried for a 2-episode final episode or like a streaming movie or something. They couldn't get anything. They were just like, nah, get out. You're costing us money. Nobody likes you. Just go. Strange New Worlds got treated better. And she comments on that. And Akiva Goldsman comments on that as well. He goes into how basically they said, we think you're done. 4 seasons is enough. We don't need any more. And they're like, we kind of promised to take Star Trek fans up to the original series and take those characters to that point. I think we'd be shortchanging the series and the audience if we didn't finish with that and deliver on that. So I said, okay. And they basically said, how many episodes do you need? They said, 6. And they said, okay. And apparently it was that easy on that level, but then they had to sell that to the money people. So that was a harder slog. But fortunately, everyone, he said, was on the same page. We just want to get 6 episodes to finish off the series, get everything where we want it to be, so we don't have that Discovery ending, and don't do that to the fans, because there were fans who were upset when the series was just cut like that, because they'd been told it was going to keep going and all that, and then it's like, no, we cancelled it. End of the season, they had no time really to do anything. They got 3 days to basically do an epilogue, and that's it. So they're trying to avoid that, which they did. So that was sort of interesting to see him go into that, and then they went into how far the series will go. Because he was saying we want to lead right into and run right into Star Trek the original series. And of course he points out what most people know is that the original series doesn't start with Kirk taking command. When we get to where No Man's Gone Before, Kirk has been in command for at least a few months, I think. And then it jumps a whole year to the Corbomite maneuver. So the 3 seasons of Star Trek, the original series, is really year 3, 4, 5, or 2, 3, 4, 5 of 2, 3, 4, I think, of the actual 5-year mission, and the animated series is kind of the last year. But either way, the show went for 5 years. It was produced over 5 years, not 5 seasons, but 5 years. The actual timeline ran over 5 years. So either way, the 5-year mission was roughly covered. But they're saying, well, we want to lead up into that, and we think we can go beyond that and actually I'd be happy to do a remake of the original Star Trek. And I don't care because it's a different universe, it's a different timeline. They don't acknowledge it's a different universe because they think that's going to deter fans and somehow undermine the show. So they've always lied about that. But they have acknowledged it's a different timeline, much like the J.J. Abrams series. Not that timeline, but a different timeline. So I really don't care if they redo it. I mean, they're just going to make a mess out of it. It'd be nice if they took it seriously. I would love someone to let's do a reboot of the original series with a similar style, similar look, but just bigger effects, a proper 5-year run, although now it'd be 10 episodes each, so they'd actually get less episodes of that show than the original Star Trek, because the idea always was, let's get 5 years of a new Star Trek. Wouldn't that be great to get the original Star Trek remade with 5 full seasons, which would be like 100 episodes or something. No, 125 episodes. No, to sort of compete with Next Generation and Deep Space Nine, no. Now, best we could get is 10 episodes or less per season, so 50 or less episodes if they got a 5-year run. And it would be totally unrecognisable. But the dream for Star Trek fans would have been for them to do a bigger budget version of the original Star Trek and respect it and have the same sort of style and have the era right, but just have, better production quality, more detail in the sets and everything. The same basic design, but not the exact same, sets and all that, because you can improve them a small amount without changing the overall look. And it doesn't have to be fluoro lighting, Tron lighting, and J.J. Abrams lights in your eyes, and all the ridiculous over complexity that they gave to those sets, because that's what stupid people think technology looks like. it's all incomprehensible and things all over the place, and you know, that's what they try and make, these complicated, messy sets that look like, ooh, technology, when really technology is a simplification of things. I mean, look at your phone. Like, that's next gen. What they do in Strange New Worlds is some sort of gross exaggeration of elements of the original Star Trek production design, like the buttons and stuff. It's just a whole other thing. I've gone on a rant, but yeah, so that's basically all they covered, and I think they had the new Kirk saying that his character isn't there yet, and we're eventually going to see him take command, and that's like a whole other video, which I'll get to because I'm already at 5 minutes. So I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. We just had a couple little videos which sort of, like I said, went over just a couple of the actors, their impressions of, you know, getting into the next season and promoting it, and fairly light stuff.